Can I get 2 packs of mayo? Thank you. What's up, y'all? Good morning. You already know what the business is getting out here on this Monday. Man, I don't know what's going on, but I guess a guy ran out of Burger King with a chair or something. I don't know. But I go to looking at things in a different view these days, man. And I'm starting to stop complaining about stuff, in general. Every time I look up, people are complaining. But nobody takes time out to think it could be worse than it is right now. It could be worse. We can have, I don't know if it's possible to have a worse president, but I know it probably is possible. But it can be worse. This country can be worse than it is. Our running water can be worse than it is. Our banking system can be worse than it is. Sometimes we got to thank God for just the stuff that we have. I know it sounds foolish, and I know, it sounds like, come on, man, we need to start worrying about this stuff. No, we don't. We need to start focusing our mind on a solution, not worrying about it. There's a difference. There's a difference between worrying. Worrying is when you just contemplate on the problem. But when you contemplate on the problem, you'll get stuck behind the actions of the problem and the emotions of the problem. But when you begin to contemplate on the solution to the problem, that is when things begin to change. That is when things begin to change, things begin to shift. And acids become the power and begin to kill the problem. A lot of times in life, we don't know how to focus our minds on the solution. It's better to cut one time and measure 10 than to cut 10 times and measure once. I heard somebody say that, but I never understood what they meant. I never understood what that situation meant. But it's better to do things for caution instead of just going to the problems. These bad solutions do not work. These bad solutions are for simple, simple solutions. There are simple solutions to long-term problems. Now, if you was to cut your arm in the kitchen, ask yourself, would you use a Band-Aid or go get stitches? Then you have to ask yourself, okay, how severe is the cut? This country has been lacerated and we are severely bleeding. We are severely bleeding from the side. But we cannot focus on just a problem, but we need to worry about the solution. And the solution comes through the way we move and the way we strategically plan out a solution, a strategy. We are stuck in the mindset of worrying about how bad things is instead of moving things into a brighter future, moving things into a better place. So what I'm trying to say this morning is it could be worse. Your wife could be worse. Your life could be worse. Your kids could be worse. Their schools could be worse. But we are still stuck. And let me tell you something. When you start pondering on how bad a situation is, you will begin to only focus on how bad the situation is. You will never see a way out. You will never see a way for something brighter. All you will see is darkness if that's all you focus on. But the minute you shift your eyes to the bit of light that is shining through, that is when hope starts. We need more hope. If we don't look on the bright side, we will be hopeless as a people. And we don't need to be like that, man, because a man without hope is a dangerous man. So we have to get our minds to a place where we can start thanking God for the fact that it's just not worse than it could be. It's just not, we're not bad off. We can be better. Yes, we have opportunity to grow. We have opportunity to shift and opportunity to do better. But let me tell you something. If we don't focus on that better and on that way to shift instead of focusing on how bad we're doing, we will never, ever be able to reach a place where we can blossom, where we can excel and elevate. It's just that we got to get to that point. And I'm tired of being the man who focuses on the bad. I always tend to find myself focusing on the bad things that I do, because I'm not perfect. I still mess up. I still, got my own way of thinking. But I'm trying to shift my mind out to the side and put the mind of Christ inside. And many people who don't believe in that, I understand. But when I say the mind of Christ, I am talking about the mind of the kingdom, the mind of being able to be conscious to righteousness, the mind of being able to open my eyes and see my wrongdoing and be convicted to change. The mind of Christ where I know my powers and my authority. The mind of Christ where I know what I can do and my dominion that God has given me, and I'm willing to exercise it. When I say the mind of Christ, that's what I'm talking about. And most of all, you can't forget the love. When you say you got the mind of Christ, but you don't show people love, then you don't have the mind of Christ. And that is the problem with us. We don't understand that with the mind of Christ comes the love, the capacity. He said, love is patient, love is kind. Love doesn't envy, doesn't boast. You know what I'm saying? If you find yourself doing these things, then you don't have love for that person. You do not have love for that person. Point blank simple. There's no way to beat that with a stick or beat around the bush. You just got to understand, if you don't display this type of love, then you don't have the mind of Christ. You are not what they call a Christian. You are not, you know what I'm saying? And I don't really believe in the religion thing, like I tell people all the time. But with the whole aspect of what a Christian supposed to be, with the stigma of Christianity, you would think that they are followers of Christ. And my thing is, if you're going to say you are a follower of Christ, first thing you need to demonstrate is love and compassion. He loved Lazarus and Mary and them so much, he wept. His compassion overwhelmed him. But see, some of y'all be saved and calling yourselves saving Christians, but don't have compassion. You lack empathy. You lack sympathy. You don't have these qualities that Christ had. But how you following him? See, that's some things we're gonna have to work out. And we just really gonna have to work it out. But guess what? Life is gonna continue, and you got a chance to get it right before we leave this earth. So the first thing we need to do is start recognizing that it could be worse. You could be worse. This world can be worse. And let's start focusing on the positives in every situation. We got to sit back and start focusing in our eyes, not just on the problem, but as we shift our mind from the problem, we can shift our mindset into a solution. I have a solution-based mindset. You have a solution-based mindset. You are a walking solution. Problems do not hold you back. Problems cannot hold you back. God have made you a walking calculator. You can solve any problem. You are spiritual calculators. God is sitting there waiting for you to exercise your authority and begin to look on the bright side. Because the only reason I keep saying look on the bright side, because when you start to shift the way you think and start focusing on the positive in life, you can start focusing on solutions to maintain the positive in life. Nobody wants people to die. Nobody wants people to be sick, but nobody wants people to be heartbroken, sad, ready to commit suicide, taking pills and shooting themselves, and all this stuff that's tied in with never looking at the positive in life. Yes, you've been raped when you was little. Yes, you was abused, and yes, you've been through a lot when you was younger. But let me tell you something. You still have life, and you still have a chance to do great. You still have a chance to break the cycle. You still have a chance to do better than the ones that was before you. And that's the beauty of life. We have to be able to focus on something better so we can do better. It could be worse, y'all. Trust me, it could be way worse. It could be way worse. So let's just give God the glory this morning that it's not worse than it is, and that he's starting to break the layers off and making things better. God, I love y'all. And that's all I wanted to say this morning. It could be worse.